This is Get Real with Eddie, your source for everything real estate. From local market updates to national trends. From buying your first home to growing an investment portfolio, we're bringing you the knowledge you need to make smarter real estate decisions.
Nancy, we are back. So everybody's probably been wondering, we've gotten a couple messages. We haven't posted a show in some time. And I'm sure those watching online are going, wait a minute, that's not the radio station. What's going on?
Truth.
So would you like to expound on that, or should I?
Go ahead. You go ahead.
Okay.
It was the Eddie show, so go ahead and expound.
All right. So the radio show did us wonders. We are very happy and thankful for all the years we had with WJOL. It just wasn't panning out for us cost effective wise. With the expansion of podcasts and the audience reach and everything that was going on, we decided to take this into a podcast direction. As you're going to see in today's episode, we are a lot less hindered by what's going on with the formats of radio, and we're allowed to do a lot more in depth on these topics and have more discussions on simple subjects.
Yeah, we're not worried about commercial breaks and
exactly
all that stuff.
And it wasn't making any sense to keep it going as on the radio show from a cost standpoint, for what the return on the investment was coming out of the radio. Honestly, everything was leading to podcasts. This has been podcast country lately. Let's be honest, podcast world.
It's all about the podcast.
It is all about the podcast. So with that being said, welcome.
So we're on that boat too.
Welcome to Get Real with Eddie and its new adventures and its new expansion. And again, thank you to everybody at WJOL. They've been awesome, outstanding, and we were very sad to look at that, but it needed to be done from a financial side.
Great group of folks.
Absolutely.
All of them.
Absolutely.
Great group of folks.
I wanted to get into a discussion today for our first episode back, because are you running into, well, I'm just going to wait. I'm not going to buy. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait.
Yes. It's kind of like been the theme lately is I'm going to wait. Maybe I should wait.
And the theme behind that is they think they're going to get a better deal in waiting.
Yes.
And I'm not going to sit here and say it's not possible. It's not not a situation.
It's within the realm of possibilities.
Yes. Especially if you're outside our marketplace. We do have some markets that are going down in value.
Yes.
So waiting.
Or staying steady in value.
Yes. So waiting could be an advantage. But that's not what's happening in the Chicagoland market.
No.
We're seeing 5 to 10% property year over year.
I was just looking at some numbers too. Let's see if I grabbed a picture of it. About Illinois in particular and the surrounding states.
Yeah.
And, I happen to have it here. How about that?
Look at that.
Home appreciation rates. Okay, so we're looking at, the dark green is showing above 4%. So Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, in the Midwest are all appreciating value, homes appreciating value. Q1, is higher than 4%.
And I think Q2 is going to be about the same thing. So here's my thought. If you're trying to, let's break this down. Because that's the whole point of the podcast, is we want to go a little bit deeper into these topics, a little bit more into these situations. The first aspect is I have a townhouse or a condo I'm selling because I want my first single family house.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say it's 250 in a value. Just an easy number.
Sure.
Now, if I wait a year and it goes up 5%, now I can sell it for 262.5.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But let's say I'm looking to buy 400,000.
So let's keep that number, that profit, 262. So 12.5.
12.5.
Keep that over here,
Yeah.
12.5.
But if I'm looking to buy right now 400,000, and that same property also goes up by 5%. Now you're looking at 420 to get the same property a year later.
Right.
If they both go up 5%.
They both go up 5%. Then you got the 12.5 over here versus 20,000. So you're in actuality having to come up with the additional $8,000.
75. But yes, we're going to try to be exact as possible.
Okay, so you're coming up with 7,500
Yeah.
more.
And there's no guarantee that the interest rates are going to completely crater in a year. I don't see them cratering at all.
They may come down again. They might come down. There's going to be some fluctuating. I'm sure it's been a volatile market. I do not see that changing any day soon.
But here's the thing. Even if you wait, the amount that you're saving, all right, which there is no savings. It's costing you. I was
going to say, it's already costing you $7,500 more.
Not to mention, let's just make the assumption you are renting or you're paying that mortgage. Okay, so you're paying a mortgage. All right, so that's I don't see your mortgage coming down by $7,500 with 12 payments. 7,500 divided by 12, you'd have to come down $625 in principal a year. I mean, but still, that's just your principal coming down. You're still paying that down yourself. That's a wash.
Right. That's why when we said, let's say they both and whatever, so you've got your 250 and you've got your 400 and they've both raised 5% and they both, so you're paying $7,500 more in principal, unless the interest rate were to come down significantly. So it might come down, let's say, 0.5 percentage point.
But then here's the thing. Okay, even if it comes down 0.5 point, that's not the rate coming down.
It's not enough to offset the entirety of the 7,500.
But here's my thought. That's a neutral point. And the reason why I say it's neutral is if the rate does come down 0.5 point, refinance. That means you're not going to pay more. You refinance. Okay. Some mortgages have low refinance options. Some, if you get refinance, might cost you $2,000. So you're still coming out, if you take the $2,000 on the refi, let's say it's a $2,000 refi, sure, you're still coming out ahead at $5,500 by buying now than waiting.
Yeah.
Now, if it is a $400,000 house to a $400,000, there's one more aspect on the $400,000 that we didn't talk about. I want to touch on, and that is, we are making the assumption that the townhouse goes up at 5% and the single family goes up at 5%. And the number you read when we started the conversation was that the state of Illinois has gone up at 4% or higher.
Correct.
They don't all go up at the same rate. No. You've got product. Okay, so what is it? Townhome, duplex, condo, single family house. All right. And then let's be honest, what's the biggest aspect? Location.
Yeah.
All of that's got to play
in. And
condition. But the condition's going to be the condition. Well, on your sale, I don't see your condition of your sale changing. You know what I mean?
But your purchase, are you buying a less expensive home to update?
Yes.
Are you purchasing,
Are you purchasing move-in ready?
Correct.
A lot of times the move-in ready's actually more difficult to do, because when you purchase as is, but it needs $50,000 of work, okay, that's fine. Well, you're getting it maybe $50,000 or $60,000 or $70,000 cheaper. You honestly shouldn't be buying. If it needs 50 grand of work, you shouldn't be buying it 50 grand cheaper. That's my opinion. You should be getting an extra 20% because you're the one putting the sweat equity in.
Mm-hmm.
At least
if it needs that amount of work, now the price should be significantly.
Yeah, I should be getting it for $60,000 cheaper. I want at least a 20% sweat equity, at least. You could push 30 to 40% also. I mean, the flippers don't buy a house. Oh, it needs $50,000 work. Okay, well, I'll write you $50,000 cheaper. No, that's not. They'd be broke. They wouldn't be making money.
Yeah, you've got to be able to build in some pad unforeseen circumstances.
Exactly.
As well.
So you need to be getting it that done there. If it's the same house, a $400,000 to a $400,000, maybe it's a lifestyle change. Maybe you're going from a 2-story to a ranch.
Mm-hmm.
In theory, they should go, the price ranges are the same. You think they would go up the same. But again, there's no guarantee. And honestly, we are seeing single family houses around that 400,000 range going up more, because that seems to be the sweet spot. That's where we're getting the higher than 5% returns. So this is all based on 5. Your condo or Duke townhouse might go up 5%, but your buy could go up 7 or 8.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the risk you're taking. And it's like, well, I'm going to wait for interest rates to come down. Why? Buy it now, save the money of the market value going up.
Something that people, when you're talking and focusing so much on the money, people are missing the whole point. You're living in it. You're moving for a reason.
Yes.
You're moving to be closer to family. You're moving because you need more space. You're moving because you need less space. You're moving for a reason.
Yeah.
It's not just all about money most of the time.
Yeah.
So you're living in it. You get to buy it now and actually live the lifestyle you were intending to live in. Why are you putting your life on hold?
I agree with that statement. Why are you putting your life on hold? It's an interesting thing. It's the true nature of real estate. It's an asset, but it's also a usable asset. And I think some people look at the usable asset and the asset separately and they forget, no, they're entangled. It's a symbiotic relationship almost. You are choosing to uproot everything in order to achieve some goals. Yeah.
So why are you waiting to achieve that goal? What's keeping you from achieving that goal? Because you could wake up with your lake view or your
3-car garage.
Your 3-car garage, or you're hobbling up the stairs and you just can't do it one more day. Whatever the reason is. Why are you going through? Why are you beating your head against the wall?
Yeah. Hey, don't forget, the kid's favorite place in Joliet, one of his favorite places, is the planetarium at Joliet Junior College. This place is amazing. They give free shows Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6:00. You can go and do a search online for JJC Planetarium and get whatever the upcoming show is. Miss Caitlin is there running everything. She is outstanding. I highly recommend checking out the planetarium at Joliet Junior College if you are looking for something to do. And the beautiful thing, like I said, it is no charge to go to the planetarium. If you are a school teacher, whatever, an event coordinator, reach out to them about field trips, and they have a whole package and system and everything. They know what they're doing. I'm just promoting them because I think they're awesome. They have been outstanding with all of the kids and stuff when I'm there, and it's a great educational event. So check out the planetarium at Joliet Junior College. You were talking about the why you're struggling to get up the stairs, and it made me kind of giggle inside because we just got back from a weekend and we decided to just take a weekend and go up, and we were at Gurney Mills. So we did Great America. We did some stuff in Rosemont. We did the mall for a little bit. And I got to be honest, me and the wife were hurting. The wife goes, okay, the age is starting to show, man. That roller coaster really messed me up. And we're starting to get a little sore.
Yeah.
And you forget, because we go to the Mouse's house and we do all the roller coasters down there. Well, Great America's not Dee's house, as my kid calls it. They're a lot more extreme, a lot more...
I gave up that wooden roller coaster many years ago. I'll just put it that way. Because it will...
The kid did it.
The bone shaker. I'm serious.
The kid, he did it and he hated it. He hated it. So we got him on the Wizard. He did the Wizard. He loved the Wizard. Thought it was the greatest thing. We were trying to get him to do the Demon, but he wouldn't do it because he was scared to go upside down. And I'm like, dude, you don't even notice it. Well, I think that's the one that got Jeanette. Because she, when you're if you know the Demon, it's like Demon and Shockwave were two of the same coasters for those that remember Shockwave. Shockwave was just the Demon, as I say, on crack. Well, if you didn't kick your head against the, whatchamacallit, you get banged around, especially if you're shorter. All right. So, and my wife's not that short, but she ain't that tall either. Yeah. And she said when she got off, she goes, oh, I forgot how much you got bounced around. See, now I got bounced around on the Eagle. For me, the Eagle was bouncing me around. I mean, but it was fun, but you're right. We do these trips because we know at some point we're not going to be here with him. And it's sad to say that. It breaks your heart. But it's just true. And it's the same thing with a house.
Yeah.
Why are you struggling to get up the stairs every day? Buy the new house. Stop messing around. Stop waiting. There's so many things out there. If you're renting, going through these different scenarios. So we talked about buying a small house, and so we're stepping up. If you're stepping down, I could see maybe not.
You got to run the numbers.
You got to run the numbers.
For everybody, you have to run the numbers.
Yeah.
However, and my husband and I are facing this too. We have ridiculous, because we refied.
Yeah.
In 2021.
Yep.
So well under 3% interest rate.
Yep.
And we're looking at downsizing. Time to retire, time to downsize. Well, for him to retire, we're looking at downsizing and moving closer to the kids, blah, blah, blah. So, but you got to run the numbers to see what it is you're looking for, where you want to be, all that stuff, because it does change. It does matter.
See, that's where the lifestyle is going to outpace the numbers.
Yes.
Because you got a more expensive house, it's probably going up. So even if they're both going up at 5% and you're buying a smaller house, yes, what you own currently is probably going to be giving you more money than what your purchase is going to go up. So that's the lifestyle side of it.
Yes.
And that I get that. I can understand, well, I'm making more money if I stay in that one. The last component of this is the straight up first time buyer.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the first time buyer is in the same position as the step up buyer. Your purchase in this is just going to keep going up and up and up in value.
Yes.
All right. And in the Chicago market, again, we're talking Chicago market. Right now, there's no relief coming anytime soon in the Chicago market, because we're in multiple offers. We're in a housing shortage. And especially if you're paying rent, now you're losing, let's say, $2,000 a month. That's $24,000 a year. Okay. So you're losing all of that equity. Plus you wait a year. Maybe you are looking to buy your first time house isn't $400,000. Maybe you're $300,000. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But still, you wait a year, that 300,000, that goes up 15 grand. Now instead of 300, you're 315. And that's the 24. You're $29,000 in the hole, waiting one more year.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to wait if you are a first-time home buyer or you're a step-up buyer financially. If you are a step-down buyer, then possibly, most likely, it could make sense to wait. But again, as Nancy said,
it's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. But as you said, you got to run the numbers.
Yeah. Don't just assume one way or the other. Sit down and run the numbers.
Run the numbers. All right, that wraps up for Get Real with Eddie. Don't forget, check us out online at getrealwitheddie.com.
Thank you for listening to Get Real with Eddie. We appreciate you spending part of your day with us. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who could benefit from the conversation. The views and opinions expressed by the host and guests are for informational purposes only and do not constitute legal, financial, tax, or real estate advice. Every situation is unique, so please consult the appropriate licensed professionals regarding your individual circumstances. Eddie Ruettiger, the guests, and affiliated parties assume no responsibility or liability for any decisions or actions taken based on the information shared in this program. Get Real with Eddie is hosted by Eddie Ruettiger, designated managing broker and owner of Exit Real Estate Specialists. Eddie is licensed in the state of Illinois, license number 401014247. Exit Real Estate Specialist is located at 2405 Essington Road, Unit I, Joliet, Illinois, 60435, and is an equal housing opportunity brokerage. Each Exit office is independently owned and operated. Interested in buying, selling, investing, or launching your real estate career? We'd love to hear from you. Visit Get Real with Eddie. Until next time, stay informed, stay inspired, and as always, get real with Eddie.